masculine to
because
the
again, let me answer before you go down. Okay.
All right.
I get in a general sense of thing, the majority of men are looking for feminine women.
Where's the
feminine
statistics
traits.
on this?
Right.
What majority is this?
Where do you want
Everyone
to
in
start?
this room.
Like, I want to know.
Where's the majority of men looking for masculine women?
You know,
I
this is
never
how
said
you
that. I
refute
don't know.
her argument. Okay, let's say there are men out there looking for masculine women. Do you want those niggas? You want those guys that will sit there and let the woman be the leader and be the provider
And you gotta
and
pay?
be the decision maker? Do you want that guy? No? Do you want that guy?
I don't know.
That's going to let you
Honestly,
be
I
the
don't know.
leader and you're going to be the boss of making the decisions? You want that guy? Do you want that
Like
guy?
at times
I
it
want it
should
to be
be.
a shared
But they want to
I feel
run
like
their
at
mouth
times it
for the
should be.
fucking
Do
small.
you want that guy that's going to let you be the boss and you tell him what to do?
I like a provider.
Okay. What about you? What about you?
Not you just.
Do you want a guy that... Okay. What about you?
Finished.
What about you?
I feel like at times it should be.
Real quick though.
I feel like at times it should.
So look, so you don't even want that guy. None of the girls on the panel want that guy.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I feel like it should be an equal thing in a relationship. At times, it should be okay for your woman to speak up, and it should not be a problem. It should not make her disagreeable because she's speaking up. I feel like it should be
Where
an
did we say
understanding.
women should never speak up?
Okay, I can say something
Yeah, it doesn't mean
from
she can at all.
Misogyny.
I could say something what I've been told too. Like we have a very very right strategy of feminine and masculine when I raised, right? And woman is the neck, and man is the head. It's not necessarily to yell to prove your point. You have to be just very wise. Stand next to him, inspire and guide him, and he going to listen because you're a woman and you are the one who giving the energy, who providing, and he needs you most of all. But you need to understand that because that's a balance, and men
Balance,
and
thank you.
women need it,
That is what I'm.
and
that
that's
is what
why
I'm,
that balance have to be right. Because if you're gonna count as masculine, you're going to kill his man inside of him, and he will just step away and find somebody who's going to nurture his masculinity.
And
That's
that's
what
the
I'm trying to say.
passport bro movement.
Balance.
Baby, right there.
I agree with the
and
balance
it's not
thing.
like everybody
That's
can
what
be
I'm trying to say.
what you want to be.
Right. It's literally not what she was saying.
It's just a thin line in the United States because here it's all about money.
Yeah.
You go on to date, you're already expecting
Like,
something for each
damn.
other.
And
We
that's
don't
what I
have
was
that.
saying.
We
You
might have
don't
lost-
have that. We're
you
going
might
to
have
date
lost-
months, and we're not going to have any intimacy.
You might have lost the war, but you won the debate. Okay. But you get what she's saying? You get what she's saying?
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense?
Can I say something
Fresh, no, you
real quick? Because I had asked, like, what is the issue
Oh, I
with
just
that?
got the joke.
Because it could be the conditioning in the U.S. of why women are this way because of the way that, you said the culture. It's the culture.
It is the culture.
But how do we rectify that? Like, do we just all flee the country
Right,
and
what
find
is the
someone
solution?
else? Like, we need to
No,
find a
because
solution.
nobody wants you abroad either.
Damn.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to change
American
it.
men are in demand
Okay, yeah.
around the fucking
No,
world.
this is
So-
just a let's shit on
listen.
Alejandra.
Hold
Nobody
on,
wants
I'm
her
gonna make a
abroad.
clarification
Okay.
right
People
now.
love a
Nobody
dominant
wants
Wait,
me
wait,
around.
wait. I know you're
towards
emotional,
them.
and you just calm down for a second,
not
okay?
emotional.
You're very emotional.
No, I'm talking to you very direct.
But
You need to calm
there
down.
are
You don't know how to have a
passport-
conversation
Relax.
with somebody without telling
Relax,
somebody
relax.
things like this.
Look, conversation 101. When someone's talking, you don't talk. I was talking, you're cutting me off.
I
Be
was
quiet.
talking and you
Chris,
cut
you
me
can turn off her
off.
mic if you want.
I was talking and you cut me off.
But there are passport bros and there are passport hoes. And that's the difference. That's girls who go overseas.
Dubai.
Yeah, the whole premise of this show is not to make fun of me and the fact that I went to Dubai. You can go ahead, John.
He said that. I wasn't talking about that in
Okay,
general.
Dubai. I went to Dubai. John, continue.
But
what
the
else
point I'm
about me?
trying to
I'm
make
a
is
whore.
that
I'm a Western whore. Let's go on. Let's continue.
Yeah, we're not talking about you right
yeah, no one's even talking about you
Okay,
like
well,
that.
you were a second ago.
I'm saying that
I was.
there is a
You were.
general movement of men exodusing from the United States because they are demanded abroad, and women are not.
Okay, that's
American
fine.
women are not.
That's fine. This is conversation one-on-one, and I'm able to have a conversation, so you don't have to try me. Thank you.
So what
I
is the
appreciate you.
solution?
I don't know,
going
man.
overseas and
I'm
finding
thinking
guys.
passive aggressive.
Because honestly, I don't want to be disagreeable, so I want to know what's the
I
solution.
think you sound like a
because
bitch.
Yeah, well, you know what?
femininity.
You look like a bitch. All right? The braids,
man.
I love London. Come on, man. That's 2014.
I'm not even gonna tell you what you look
Oh,
like.
yeah, well, you know what? I know we look like a cum bucket. A cum bucket, bro. And Dubai and porta potties.
respecting each
Okay,
other.
guys.
Porta potty, cum bucket is what you invite women on your show to do. You invited me to come on your show to call me a cum bucket.
All right, Martin.
Chris, man.
For you, Martin. Cum bucket.
Yeah.
I
Actually, me, I survived the war. I came here alone, and my masculine was very, very active when I came here because I was survivor, and I forgot how to be woman. So I already learned myself from the beginning. And next to my man, I realized, hey, here I need just to calm down. Here I need to step away. Here I need him to be like, more stronger.
Well, can I be honest about
that just made me
something?
think of a question.
And the psychology also, it's all in open researches. Go and check about relationships, everything. I was learning again and again because we all come to each other to teach.
Do you guys feel like
Go ahead.
You were going to say something. Well, this girl was going to say something.
I was just going to say there are some men that they don't understand what true masculinity is. So sometimes they force it on a woman, let's say, and then we kind of we have to force ourselves on them because it's just it's fucking rude.
Because they don't know how to lead, right?
Right, but that's not all men. I mean, some men know how to be masculine, and then we know how to be, more feminine. And then the traditional roles come out to play, which some people don't like tradition. I mean, I think it's the younger people that don't really appreciate traditions much, which everyone evolves. Goddamn.
Someone else have something?
That's what I was actually gonna. I was gonna ask, does a woman's masculinity corresponds with how a man treats her?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
component too. Yeah.
100%.
But if
Mainly
you just,
why a man
but
leaves or
there's women that
cheats.
just naturally exude masculine energy, and girls that exude natural masculine energy are just less attractive to men. Especially guys. The more masculine a guy is, the more he's able to detect that energy from a female and be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good, man. Because
Pump and dump.
it's just not. Yeah, you just have sex
Pump
with
and
her
dump
and
at
throws her
best.
to the side of the road because we don't want to deal with those girls, man. Like, I don't think you guys understand that a man's life is a lot harder than a woman's life in 2024, especially. We have to. You don't agree? You disagree?
Hell no.
Okay, real quick. Okay, how many of you? How many of you think? Who do you think? How many of you think that women live a harder life than men in 2024? Raise your hands. You think women do? Okay. Who else does?
I don't know.
I don't want to compare it. I
Okay.
don't.
Well, let me tell you why. So, men live a way harder life than women, and the reason why is because men must earn their value. When I'm 18 years old, I'm a fucking nobody. Nobody cares about me. I need to go to get an education. I need to earn some money. I need to build up my status. I need to go to the gym and build up my body. Everything that makes me attractive needs to be earned. I need to get competence. I need to get worldly. I need to be able to have good conversations. That all takes time. Girl turns 18. She could be on a boat with a millionaire. So women are born with their value and men are simply not. So you're telling me a 18-year-old girl can't be around a millionaire?
I feel like at the same. I feel like yes and no to the same. Like you. A woman
just
has
finish
to
my
work
thought.
on their body.
Let me
A
finish my
woman has
thought.
the same thing that you're saying about being 18 and doing all this stuff. A woman has to do the same thing
Let me finish my
to keep
thought.
it their look.
There are fat girls
Let me
getting
finish my
fucking
thought.
fucked all the
Let me
time.
finish my thought.
More
What
than
I'm
there are
try-
fat
what I-
guys getting
because
fucked.
the whole statement I'm trying to make is that men have to work a lot harder in life than women do to get the same dating benefits or get opportunities given to them, right? So since men have to live a much harder life than women do, right, and we have to go out there and earn it, once we actually become attractive and we have the ability to attract a woman, why would we want to sit there and fight a woman? We have to fight the world to get to where we're at in the first place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the last thing I want to do after working all day and like going out there and competing with other men that are masculine is now I have to go and compete with my girl when I get home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
That's a
but
headache.
It's harder for women on a different scale though.
How's
I
it harder
think,
for women? Go ahead.
As far as like the whole let's go back to being 18 and she can get on a yacht with a millionaire. Now
Sure.
people are sexualizing her and doing all of this because she looks a certain way at 18 and it probably won't go away. It's probably natural. She probably doesn't have to work on her body as much, but she has to worry about men harassing her sexually
Yes,
Sure.
and
that's
all
where I
these
was
things
going.
like
Sure.
so it's different problems on a different scale.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's true.
Men have
At
to worry
least-
about walking around getting killed in public.
And so do women. They have to worry about getting
Not
kidnapped
even
and
that.
Men
raped.
are
I'm sorry.
way more
Kidnapped.
like
No, you can say that. We're on Rumble now.
Oh, well, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
men experience significantly more violent crime than women
yeah,
do. Men are
it's not even a
overwhelmingly
comparison.
the victims of majority crime versus women. But the problems that you mentioned, right? But here's the thing: at least when a girl's beautiful, though she does have to deal with harassment and weirdos, doors open for her that would never open up for men.
Offer it, yeah.
yeah.
Can
You
I
understand?
elaborate on
And
that?
these
I mean, I do
opportunities.
appreciate men that
Wait, hold on.
work hard.
You're a
yeah.
singer, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? Have you met celebrity artists before?
Models, you know?
I guarantee you, if I took a male
Models.
artist with your same skill level, he would meet 0 fucking celebrities.
Yeah, but now I have to work twice as hard as a man because they won't take me as serious as a man because I'm a woman.
But you're getting the look, you're getting the opportunity, you're able to get studio time, you're able to be around these individuals, you're able to gain the knowledge. You are given certain opportunities that other men will never get simply because they have a dick and you have a vagina.
Shit, I hope so.
You hope?
Let's speak that into existence.
Okay.
I hope so.
This right here, freeze the fucking show right now.
Wow.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. I haven't said it in like a few months now. Privilege is invisible to those that have it.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking male artists would fucking kill to be in a room with a famous music producer or an artist, etc., to at least be able to meet them and shake their hand, versus you're saying, well, I hope so.
Manifest.
I'll give you an example. This podcast right here, you're in front of what? 20,000 people watching right now?
I'm a tourist.
You said you're a singer, right? That's promo. Guys that want to do the same thing, they can't.
Yeah.
We don't bring guys in here. That's opportunity. But I feel like you're very privileged,
but what if that's
what?
y'all's preference? Y'all's preference is to bring women to this table. Like, why not bring the guys?
That's a good point.
Because men, hold on. Because
when you want to.
What did I just tell you about 4 minutes ago?
Privilege.
No, before that.
That was like 2 minutes ago.
How they have to earn.
3 minutes ago.
There you go. Men have to earn their value while women don't.
We did bring them up here, by the way.
Oh, she's
and
smart.
they're successful.
Okay, W.
That's good. Then okay.
But you came up here. We don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait, but
Kima
why?
Renee.
All right.
So I hope you can remember that.
Today.
Yeah, I think you just flew because the whole argument was I think men have a harder existence than women do, and then you went ahead to prove the point for me, even in your own industry.
I feel like
don't think
men.
it's
That's just
set
one
that
industry
whole
of music and
system up.
entertainment. We haven't even talked about the other things.
I have
other-
my
Ireland guys
opinion, and
have the
those
hustle, and they,
are
like,
very
they-
valid
yeah.
points, but I just don't feel like it's harder. I think
No, you
everyone
said you
has
don't
their own problems,
feel like.
and the scale of life is balance. The
That's
scale of
more
life is
work,
not like this.
For sure.
It is not like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
but the problems that you get are a byproduct of getting opportunity versus the men that I'm talking about don't even get the opportunity. You're saying, well, I get harassed by guys, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of those guys might be a music producer. One of those guys might know someone that could make your career happen.
You
One of
could-
those
it
guys
is but it's
might
the same
create
thing.
something for you in the future that sets something up. Like, you're missing.
I'm not knocking that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. The men don't even get this opportunity. You at least have the privilege of being able to say, well, I get harassed even though I get all these opportunities.
Sometimes men have the privilege of being a man. Like, just because they're a man, they're going to get the job over a female or over a woman.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really?
Come on now.
Like where at Hooters?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
What degree do you
How about
have?
this? Let's have
Because
fun with
I promise
this.
you, if
Since-
you and I took a test, I promise you I would have a way higher score than you will ever have, baby. A way higher score. I'm way more
What kind
smarter
of
than you'll
test?
ever be. More intelligent.
Ranch or blue cheese?
You may be more successful, but
Ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, yeah,
I'll be in a
you're
couple
pre-med.
years. Let's see who's smarter,
You're
baby.
in pre-med. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna ask you, give me one right or privilege that men have that women don't. Besides, and I'll just say it, the ability that men have to have sex with girls and not be judged. Name one right or privilege that men have over women.
To go outside at night and walk by themselves.
I'll refute that here in a second. What
Okay.
about you?
I'm not gonna say it right. I'm just gonna say
Or privilege?
I didn't get a job over a man before, and I'm just gonna say that.
What was the job field then?
It was a valet job, some driving stuff, but that goes back to the whole thing that women can't drive, and I've have experience in valet driving, but I guess it wasn't enough, and I see that all the employees at that place specifically were men.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if I don't know if that's like a whole worldly thing, but I know that is
Maybe
a
the
thing.
person that beat you out had just more experience and
Yeah.
training and more knowledge and was just a better candidate.
Some of those, okay.
Because I could make an argument because
Because I know someone that I knew someone that worked there, and some of those people were actually just starting. It was not that they had more experience than me.
But did they beat you out for that position? You're saying they were
Yeah.
already there, so they already had the job.
No, they applied when I applied, or maybe after I applied, and they still got the job, and they had less experience than I did.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that it's something on their resume that might have been better or whatever it may be?
What would you think?
I don't know.
More
This
experience?
LA company, but
Longer time?
I'm
But
saying what I've
I'm saying
noticed.
is it wasn't that though. That's what I'm saying. What would you
Male-dominated
think if it
jobs-
wasn't that? I had some ears on the inside. Well, it wasn't that. So,
Well, I'll tell you this. Downstairs in our ballet, they hire women as well. And I would argue that honestly the guys are going to be better because of their experience with cars, But just because, hold on, just because to be fair, and as well for you to give you a job, they'll hire you too. But you have to prove yourself as well. Just like
male-dominated fields are more likely to hire women than men are.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially with cars.
That's what I mean, there.
Yeah, but no, they're more likely to hire women.
Yeah.
It's just that those candidates might have just been better than you.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
he said something about them knowing more about cars. I'm going to use that. I feel like when people people think about things like that, they're going to say, okay, we have a woman here that has hella experience, and we have a man here that doesn't really have experience, but he knows about cars, so I'm going to hire him because he knows about cars.
That's the job position, though. That's a skill set.
Look at the one here.
That's a skill set.
If I go to a hairdressing place to become a hairdresser, guess what? I'm a guy. So all freight girls are better with hair because they do hair. So just wherever you work. That's a bad argument.
I don't do hair, so.
Using it as an example.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, knowing about cars is a skill set that is pertinent to that job field. So therefore, it is something that makes them have more, I guess, leverage over you in getting the position.
Skill set versus experience when it comes to that.
A skill set might be more important than experience based on their current employee pool. You don't know what the boss is looking for. They might have a bunch of guys that are experienced and they're like, you know what, we need a guy that actually can maybe if their car isn't working, you can open up the hood and do something. You don't know what the employer needs or what they're looking for.
That's real, but
shift?
Yeah.
Manual?
Yeah.
Up a hill?
Is that required in? Well, I mean, if it's like a parking garage, yeah. I've never driven on the road.
All right,
with a stick-shift car.
Going back to what I was saying, can you name one?
I know how to drive.
Can you name one right or privilege that men have over women in society besides being able to have sex without being judged by it?
One what?
One privilege or right that men have over women besides being able to just have sex with a bunch of girls without being judged.
I don't really understand.
I'll answer for you. There is none.
I don't understand that. Give me an example.
There is no privilege or right that men have over women.
Give me an example so that I can counteract that.
Bruh, see, you're just trying to argue.
No,
I'm
not trying to argue. Don't get me wrong. Don't misunderstand me. I'm really just trying to understand what you're trying to say so that I can respond accordingly.
I'll say it nice and clearly. I'll answer for you. There is no right or privilege that men have that women don't besides the ability to have sex without being judged with a lot of people. Now, you mentioned walking home.
I don't understand what you mean by that. That's why I'm asking you to
Don't worry,
give me an example.
That went over your head.
English.
That went over your head.
Does anybody else understand? Help me out here. Anybody else understand?
I understand. I don't know. It is.
What about flies?
Women at the table, not you, John. Women, do you understand what he's saying?
I mean, I kind of.
Repeat it one more time, right?
What can men do?
You to repeat that women can't without being judged.
Well, is that what you're saying?
Take your shirt off.
See, so it's not just me. Please give me something to work with. That's what I'm asking you.
Okay.
I feel like men take advantage of women.
I'm going to say this one more time. I'm going to say this one more time, and then I'm going to go over to her to address her point. There is no right or privilege that men experience in 2024 in the United States that women don't also have a privilege or access to, besides the ability to have sex with a multitude of different women, aka having a higher body count, without being judged. In other words, women have every single advantage and privilege that men do, and I would argue even more so. Women have more rights and privileges than men do. That is why I say a woman's life is easier in 2024 than a man's. Now, you made the argument of being able to walk home around at night safely.
Just in general.
Okay. Statistically speaking, that is not true. Men are overwhelmingly the victims of violent crime, way more than women.
By who? By
other men. Yeah, by other men. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that just proved the point. That's your own fault. You guys are the problem.
So actually, under that logic, we're not the problem because we're not attacking women more. We're attacking men more. We're actually doing you a better by us assaulting men. We're actually helping you out.
Literally.
Is that really helping us?
That's why women have to be women and not fight. That's it. That's why we need to be women and not fight and not be attacking because they're already fighting.
They'll turn on you if you get too condescending.
I'm not talking about violent crime. I'm talking about getting assaulted. Like if you're standing up, here's your phone.
Are you talking about sexually assaulted? Because violent is assault.
Absolutely. No, I'm talking about sexually assaulted.
Sexually assaulted. Okay.
Like what if any of us go outside and we want to walk to a club right now? What do you think the odds are of us getting there safely? In all honesty.
Very high. Why?
You're a
Very
brick close to your
high.
heart.
Yeah.
Even right now on the street, there's hella girls.
Not Brickle, literally
Can you
anywhere
reverse
else.
the question?
Okay,
Anywhere
what about
Where?
peeing standing up?
Don't be sick of me
Miami
yet.
Gardens,
Don't be
there
sick
you
of me
go.
Bro,
yet.
if you don't understand,
Can you reverse the question?
I've said it.
I would even walk
Plenty
there.
of
Reverse
times
it.
in plain English.
I
different
agree,
way.
but I don't
I
really
think-
get judged for my body count. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not the cap.
Again, and I find it interesting that your boyfriend, you guys met in a stat class. So you should be able to understand simply that, like, if as a man you have way higher likelihood of being assaulted, robbed, or the victim of violent crime walking around at night than a woman. I get it. Like, as a woman, it's scary because you don't have the capability to defend yourself to the same degree as a man. However, men are overwhelmingly the victims of violent crime, way higher than women. When women are victims of violent crimes, a lot of times it's by someone they know.
Yeah, and you're using sexual assault. Like, guys typically can't sexually assault another guy.
I didn't say that.
You did
I didn't
use
even
sexual assault
imply
as an
that.
example.
I thought we were talking about women. Are we not talking
So
about
can you
women?
name? So since we went ahead and refuted that, can you name another right or privilege that men have over women besides the body count thing that I mentioned?
More pay.
That's not true either, actually.
Okay, what about presidents? How a woman would literally get booted off immediately if they were to run for president, and how we've never.
Hillary
had
did a
female-
successful presidential run in 2016.
I'm talking about presidents. I'm not talking about presidential one.
You said she would get
I'm
booted off
talking
as soon as
about-
she tried. That's what you just said.
Okay, then let me snatch that away. Let's talk about how we've never had a female president, point blank, period, in this country.
All right.
Can we talk about that?
Sure. I mean,
Can we talk about how? What if any of us said, "Hey, I want to be president"? You'd laugh. You'd laugh at
I'd
any
be
girl
scared.
saying that.
Well, a lot of guys
that
say
is the
that
end of the
women are
world.
too emotional.
Well,
What the fuck?
first
this
of
how
all,
y'all
a
feel about
president
your
is like,
moms?
it's really like a puppet, to be
Like
honest.
what?
Nowadays, like, really, he's not calling all the shots.
like a class president.
Maybe Xi Jinping.
I mean, there's a multitude of reasons why we can explain that, but I mean, to your first point about women getting paid less, that's actually not true at all. The reason why women get paid less is because they simply deserve less. They work less hours in general.
Women deserve less.
Yes.
Yeah, I wrote a book about it. But
This is why I work at
But-
where I work at, so I can scam people just like Purple over
Can
here.
I buy it on Amazon?
yeah, you can actually. But this isn't me just talking shit. Like, this is all facts, right?
No,
So-
I will buy it on Amazon.
We deserve less. That's
Yeah.
why we take from them.
No.
All right.
So,
Period.
the reason why women earn less.
It's a pamphlet. It's tiny.
Yeah, because women deserve less. Anyway.
Men deserve
I don't want
Yeah,
to.
it's less than 100
I
pages.
feel like I have to live
Can
like
I
this.
see that?
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I have to.
Not right now. Not right now. So
I should really
the reason why, and I go over this in excruciating detail in the book, but I'll just simplify it. The reason why women earn less money than men is because they go into job fields a lot of times that just simply pay less, and they go and get degrees that pay less by choice.
Okay.
Right? So are there women out there that want to be doctors like yourself? Yeah, for sure. But that's a minority of women. Most women don't want to work these types of jobs. They want to work a nice air-conditioned office job that might pay less, or secretary, whatever, some type of assistant position. That's what most women do.
So you're saying
They wanna do.
most women deserve less?
Because they earn less. Yes, they earn less because they deserve it.
Most women, not all women.
Yeah, of course, it's never all.
Cool.
It's never all. But I'm telling you, a staggering majority go into job fields that pay less.
I agree
That's why
with
they
you.
earn less. So, and here's the funny part. Women are overrepresented in college. And a bachelor's degree is actually one of the biggest indicators that you earn more money. But why do women earn less even though they make up almost 3/4 of college attendees?
I have a question though. I think
Where do you get these stats from?
They're all online.
They're all online. I mean,
United
Where's
States
the
government.
car back?
They're all there.
I mean, they're all there. But I mean, everyone knows that women
I
women
believe
dominate
you.
college attendance.
I
That's
believe
a
you, and
fact.
I agree with you. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, women dominate college attendance. But yeah, so and then as far as like female presidents go, I mean, I would argue that's not true because Hillary just literally did a successful presidential run. She lost. But I would argue even women don't want to vote for a female.
I definitely didn't want to vote for
I guess
Hillary
you can
because of
speak
who
for-
she is.
It depends on who she is.
Men are just better
Who's
leaders in
running?
general. Like the traits it takes to be a leader, deductive
Yeah.
problem solving skills, logic, rationale, emotional control, temperance, all these things. Men are just better than women.
Emotional control.
every big man
Inventing
has
things.
a
Every
different
war
man.
was started by them.
Men are better at almost every leadership trait that's required to be better leaders. This is why. What, did you guys forget maybe about 30 minutes ago when I asked you, would you want to be the leader in a relationship or not? All of you said no.
Yeah.
I said it depends on what it is that I tried to tell you that it depends on what it is we're leading in. It does, and I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying that if I am more knowledgeable on something, then I want to lead in
general, there's
that.
a leader. Like you might be able to pick out the curtains colors.
You're right.
But I'm talking about there is a main leader in every relationship. I'm asking, would you want to be the leader or him?
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, no. I don't. But
so men are just better at leading, and women want it that way. That's just the way it is. I mean, it's just biology. So it's
I'll take that.
I know you're making the argument like, why is there female presidents? I mean, there's a bunch of reasons for that.
Absolutely.
But I'd argue even women don't want to vote for a female president a lot of the times.
It depends on who's running.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you hate women?
I had that question.
No, it's a genuine question. I
I
feel like you're looking at me like I'm being sarcastic. I'm genuinely asking.
He loves us.
Then why
that's
are you
we're all
here?
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking because a lot of your takes
Yeah, go
towards
ahead.
women make us feel small.
Okay, is stating an objective fact or facts that might paint women in a, I guess maybe unflattering light, does that mean I hate them?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I just
Here's the
haven't really
answer to your
heard
question.
any good
But hold on.
things.
Let me see. He hates men too then. Let me see. He hates men as well.
I didn't say he hated them. I was asking whether or not he did. He said he doesn't.
Well, I want to say
was just
something
trying to
about
have a
the
better
roles
understanding.
with-
I just find
You're
that that's,
looking at me crazy.
I find
like,
it
I'm
interesting
just-
that like that's your response to me saying things that are objectively true between the two genders and our differences. It's just that no one really has these very difficult
Triggered
conversations
3
with women.
tipped
That- what is my
$50.
response?
Triggered 3 ranted from Rumble
Last.
and says the girl with the white bow took the short bus to the podcast.
The what?
I'm sorry, you said
Oh my
what?
God, what did you say?
Short bus.
No, I said
What
that.
does that mean?
I find it interesting that after our conversation,
you don't
the
know.
main takeaway in question is, do you hate women? When all I've said is just, they're unflattering facts about females, but
Yeah, but
doesn't
normally
mean I hate
people
them.
don't hyper focus on women in this way. At least I haven't seen much content that focuses on women in this light and makes them feel, like you said,
Well,
smaller and isn't so unflattering. So I'm just trying to get a better understanding of why
okay,
you
let me
paint
ask you
women
this:
so unflattering.
who controls their feelings? You or me?
Who controls their feelings?
Yeah. Do I control your feelings or do you control
I
your
control
feelings?
my feelings.
So if you feel small, whose problem is that?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Gotcha, bitch. So if you went and you said most men are losers, fat, incompetent, feeble, idiots, I wouldn't feel small. I'd be like, you're actually fucking right.
Yep.
No,
They
you're
are.
right. You're right. It could be a
see,
projection.
but this is the difference
You're
between men
not
and women.
fat.
If you guys went ahead and criticized men in here, I wouldn't start crying. I'd be like, yeah, you're fucking right. Yeah, this is a problem with men in the West. But if I criticize women, you guys always go ahead and attribute what I say to yourself. And be like, oh, that's fucked up. Do you hate women?
How dare
No, I'm
you.
just telling you objective, uncomfortable realities about females in the United States, which is the whole discussion started off Passport Bros.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to an understanding
Can
of
we go
how
back
you
to that
reach
too?
these uncomfortable realities, but that's a different conversation.
Because it's reality.
Women just more emotional by itself.
Yeah.
They're
That's true.
uncomfortable
That's it.
realities. They're not
dare you.
realities that most people
How
would
dare you
agree
make
with.
sense?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's reality.
I'm sorry. You said they're not realities that what?
They're not realities that most people or everyone would agree with, Like,
Okay, but
I'm-
that doesn't make it not right though.
no, you're right. It doesn't.
And if anything, we're harder on men than women. By the way,
like
way harder on men.
I mean,
way
light
harder.
years.
A fact is a
Light
fact,
years
regardless of whether you agree with it or not. I would say I would argue it's a low IQ trait to say I disagree with something that is objectively true. So like, if you went ahead and you told me most guys are losers in America, and I told you I disagree with that, well, I'd be a fucking retard for saying that because the truth is that most are losers.
Yep.
Majority
like,
of people are losers.
You know,
in America.
like I'm not gonna sit here and get angry and be like, you
I agree
hate
with you,
men for
John.
saying that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
no, you're right.
most
Broken
people
families.
don't
I
shed
agree.
light on this subject, so I was asking why you did and
Yeah,
if you hate
because women are in a privileged position where we can't criticize them.
Yeah.
We're one of the few podcasts that criticizes and says, yo, we criticize men too, right?
Yeah.
But no one gives a fuck when you criticize men. We criticize women about, hey, this is why guys are leaving the United States. And most girls, instead of like listening and be like, why are the men leaving? Damn, I should write this shit down. I mean, this is what men are looking for. They say, well, that's because you guys are trying to pay for pussy outside or whatever.
Those
You just-
women are cheaper.
Yeah, women are
Correct.
cheaper.
Cheaper in the most expensive city in the world.
So there's
You
a-
mentioned one city, but okay.
So there's a problem in America that women are facing, especially where they can't find men or retain men long enough, and they say, "Why did he ghost me? Why did he leave me alone?" I don't get it, and it's because you don't see the picture as you. What you want to happen is him to stay with you and be with you, right? But guess what he wants? Submissive, quiet, modest woman.
Not
Is
even that. Not even that extreme. Just cooperative.
Compliance.
I don't want compliance. If I have a fucking idea, I don't want like you to pick every part of it apart where you're not even qualified to pick my fucking idea apart.